Is Xbox back? This is something I've flirted with for a while now, but it honestly seems like as time goes on, Xbox has finally recovered. We all know the story of what happened in 2013 at E3, so we're not going to go into that too much, but Xbox took a solid nosedive with the start of the Xbox One up until November of last year. They had very few good games. Quantum Break, in my opinion, was their last good game until Indiana Jones came out. And then Indiana Jones came out and had everyone going like, oh my, what? Wait, what? This is an Xbox Studios game? It surprised everybody. And now here recently, we just had Ninja Gaiden 4 get announced, being published by Xbox Game Studios. Is Team Ninja a part of Xbox now? Who knows? There is a small possibility it'll be announced that they got purchased by them before this video comes out, and in that case, I look stupid. So we do know, or we do not know. But then on the horizon, we got all these great games coming out. We got Perfect Dark having a new game. We have a new Halo reboot according to rumors coming. There's Gears of War prequels coming out. Xbox could genuinely be back. And then furthermore, beyond just the Gameverse, they are launching these games on PlayStation and Nintendo as well. Halo is finally coming to PlayStation. Halo is finally coming to Nintendo. Xbox, I think, have learned their place in the industry, and that is not as console makers, that is as a service, that is as a third-party publisher. And I think this, more so than anything else, has Xbox on the verge of a comeback. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I care about console sales, because I don't, but the Xbox brand, whether they sold 1 million consoles or 100 million consoles, their games matter more so than anything else. It doesn't matter if they sell a lot of consoles or not if their fan base are not interested in their games. And for the last 10 years, we have been given nothing but trash. We were giving Grounded, trash. Sea of Thieves, trash. Halo Infinite, trash. Halo 5, trash. Halo Master Chief Collection, trash. But then it became really, really good, but then it became trash again. That game's had such a weird life cycle. The modern Gears of War by Microsoft, starting with the Xbox One, were not very good. Really and truly, in the last 10 years, the only good games they have given us is Sunset Overdrive, which was licensed, and it was from Insomniac, so it doesn't technically count. We had Quantum Break, phenomenal game, just absolutely phenomenal. But it was before its time, or I guess ahead of its time, so a lot of people didn't play it and thought it was kind of bad. Rise Son of Rome, one of the greatest games that Xbox has ever done in my opinion. And the Rare Replay, which was the last great game from a first-party Xbox studio until Indiana Jones. So there was a very long time where we just had nothing but trash from them, and now things have finally turned around. And I genuinely believe that Xbox is coming back from the dead, and they're going to be a major player in the gaming industry again. That might not be as a console manufacturer, it might be like Sega and just as a publisher, but there's no problem with that. If they're going to be making some of the greatest games of all time again, who cares if they're making consoles or not? And that's another thing, another rumor that is getting really heavy right now, lots of, prominent leakers confirming it. The next Xbox console is supposedly going to be a hybrid like the Switch. And if that comes to fruition and that is true, what's next from Xbox? Will that actually be able to save them as a console manufacturer as well? Obviously the Switch 2, from the leaks that we know of, it's going to be essentially an Xbox Series S. But if the next Xbox console, let's just say at bare minimum, PlayStation 5 Pro levels of power as a hybrid, I don't care if it gets 2 hours of battery life. I genuinely don't. That could be like a major devastator for the Nintendo Switch if that ends up being true. Again, going back to the Xbox Developer Direct that announced Ninja Gaiden 4, Xbox is actually finally taking time to only license good games. That entire Direct, there was not a single bad game. But up until now, every single Direct or event that Xbox has done has always included a mass amount of bad games with 1 or 2, sometimes 0 good games in the entire mix. But this one, nothing but bangers, and we got deep dives with the developers talking about it, giving us more insight into the game, which I wish more places would do. So that shows them that they have the developers first in mind, and that is what makes a good game. If you try to pump games out like what happened with Grounded and Sea of Thieves just for numbers, people aren't going to care. But if you let the devs showcase what they're doing and why it's important, they make so much better work in my opinion. I think that's why Nintendo Directs are so good, because all of the major games that are going to get announced are going to have a deep dive into it at, an aftermarket event, or I guess not really an aftermarket, but at the Nintendo Treehouse, they're going to have a bigger event, and the Developer Direct being basically a Direct and that into one, perfect. Obviously, it's February. Obviously, this video is going live in February 2025, so you could be watching this in 2030, and I could have been completely wrong. They could have just nosedived and just nothing happened after this and everything else come out and be very bad. But right now, the way things look, I think Xbox is back. I think they're on a comeback. I think they are no longer going to be that joking company that we look at and make fun of anymore. I think there's a great chance that Xbox in the future is going to be a major competitor with Nintendo and PlayStation again, whether that's as a console manufacturer or just selling games that are making it very difficult for PlayStation and Nintendo to surpass. I think we are on the right track with Xbox. I think a better future awaits them. With that being said, what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, try not to die, and I'll see you in the next video.